This is Job chapter 28, verse 28. And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Yahawah. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Peace, salutations to all for elect, scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom. We see right here in the book of Job, chapter 28, verse 28. And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, to depart from evil is understanding. And the fear of the Lord, this is the beginning of wisdom. Also as well, to depart from evil is understanding. So we needed to depart from evil in these last days to even receive understanding. And this is what we want. We want wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in these last days. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. It's a milk precept, but it's really gonna be really heavy in those last days, because that's all that wisdom and knowledge and understanding is gonna be inside of us. So we're gonna have to apply it during those last days to try to be of that number, to try to receive salvation, be saved from our enemies. I said Luke chapter 1. So that's why we want to depart from evil. Because that's that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding right there, as well as fearing the Lord. That semicolon is equal to that. So we see that we're not going to, you that love the Lord, hate evil, man. We hate evil. And that's why we get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding by fearing Bahasham, Yahawashi, and departing from evil. So if you're doing evil, if you're pushing out offenses, you get put out, as well as heresies. Like the scripture say, roughly paraphrasing, a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition rejects, man. So yeah, you got that warning. After the second one, we reject you, man. Fear the Lord and fulfill our lot in these last days. That's our mindset in these last days that we want to have as believers in Yahawah, Yahawashi, because we got to be satisfied with our lot in these last days. So we got to fulfill it, and myself included. Anything I preach, I'm looking at myself in the mirror too as well, myself included. And that's a way, that we want to simplify our mindset as believers. So let's get this as well. Because like I did a lesson as well, seek wisdom, you covet to prophesy. So when we know that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, roughly paraphrasing, that's that root. And we want that root to bear fruit. We don't want it to bear evil fruit. So we got to fear Yahawah, Yahawashi, and do his commandments. Yahawashi said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So that's how we get that's how ultimately we're going to grow and get an understanding through the commandments as well, and following the volume of the book, starting with the principles, Hebrews chapter 6, verse 1 and 2, and growing from it and above. That's how we grow. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Yes, it's Solomon, he was going into this, he was one of the richest men to ever live, the wisest as well. He no one had more experience than him on earth. He's the son of King David. You can only imagine the things he went through in his life, in spiritual level and status wise. No one, seen the heights and laws that King Solomon has seen. He had a lot of experience through it all, and it came with this conclusion. So we see this is in the last chapter of Ecclesiastes, the last two verses. We're going to get into them, and this is what he came into his conclusion. We know, like I was saying in that lesson I did, seek wisdom, the fear of the Lord driveth away sins, So this is it's really important to fear Yahawah, Yahawashi. It drives away sins. You got to keep his commandments, like I said, just earlier. So let's read this again. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahawah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty, man. This is our duty, as believers in Yahawashi Yahawashi. Came up with this conclusion, Solomon did, to fear Yahawashi Yahawashi and be obedient, because we need to trust in Yahawashi Yahawashi and lean not upon our own understanding. The scriptures say as well, roughly paraphrasing, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12, that there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof of the ways, roughly paraphrasing, are death. Because so you can't just lean upon your own understanding. You need to move in the spirit at the end of the day, because that's you can't be self-willed in this thing, man. You got to be moving through the spirit, and doing this the right way, growing the right way, because you want to have your root bear fruit, the right way, just how a plant grows, from the root to the plant, how it grows and bears fruit, So just getting into this as well, you can't lean upon your own understanding, because the end of those ways are death, because we see with King Solomon, he also realized, that everything was vanity, because as you can see, he didn't have immortality. Because he would mention that when you have to die, you would leave things behind. Came to that conclusion as well, that it's vanity, is what would become of it. So for he to have ears to let him hear, he came back on earth, and he came back as Yahawashi, born into captivity under the Romans. So it's important. You got to know your history as well, to know, the times we were in these captivities as well. Like I went into Daniel chapter 7. I went over the history as well. You got to know the history to understand the mystery. It's really important to understand that, to grow. It's all part of the growing process. Yahawashi increases. He does the increasing, of course. Yeah, but back to Solomon, as he was Yahawashi, like I was saying, because he knew those things he possessed in the world were vain. Solomon did. So we're here today to get this right. Yet this day in our captivity, not gaining nothing in this world. The only gain is Yahawashi in this world for us. And so our main focus and main priority is to move in the fear of Yahawashi, because we fear the Lord, and that prevents us from getting out of line, man. That prevents us from falling out. That prevents us from slipping up. Because when you see people not showing brotherly love, and pushing out false doctrine, that's not putting on the elect. They don't fear Yahawashi, because they'll say Apostle Paul's writings are not valid, and not divine. Even going against the water baptism in the name of Yahawashi, you're going against Paul's writings, because Romans chapter 6. That's why Peter said Paul's writings are a stumbling block unto people. You going against Paul, at the end of the day, you're going to regret that. Yahawashi said, every idle word shall give account thereof on the day of judgment. And then these same words shall judge you in the last day, roughly paraphrasing, man. So you teach them with hats, going against Paul as well. There's repercussions for that, man. And then that's part of Hebrews 6, man, eternal judgment. Because you add into the word thereof, and the plagues are upon it as well. So those people who teach not the true names, man, you're going against, showing that you have fear of Yahawashi, because you're pushing out that false doctrine, man. And also as well, the MOT to the B breakdown, man. A lot of people don't even push it in Israel, these camps, man. These are examples as lack of fear, is what I'm getting. Because, Jake just don't have that lack of fear at the end of the day, because there's no fear when they get out of line, and they get prideful, like scriptures say, knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth, man. You can't get prideful in this thing, man. You got to edify as a brotherly love. Let the brotherly love continue, as the scriptures say. Pride goes before destruction. That could be your downfall. You can't lose track on the bigger picture as well. We're too close to the end to lose track on the bigger picture, man. Because we got to fear Yahawashi and stay on this straight and narrow path, man. Come on, and that's going from the foundation, standing tall in Yahawashi ought to walk as he walked, and he got baptized in that water, and he received the Spirit. That's why he said you got to be born of the water and the Spirit, man. A lot of people just don't want to take heed, and they only want to take heed when it's too late, and that's when, that's going to be your downfall as well. The fear keeps us making right decisions, man, like, the scriptures say as well, like Psalms 51, man, David prayed that don't take the Spirit away from me, roughly paraphrasing, because it's the Spirit that causes you to fear Bahasham Yahawashi, and Khan. So let's get this right here, verse 14. For God shall bring every work into judgment and every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Yes, so Yahawashi, he's about to judge. He's going to begin at the house of God, he's kind of roughly paraphrasing. So knowing that you should have a mindset to sharpen up, knowing that all this is about to be dissolved, what manner of person you ought to be, man, of conversation you ought to be, roughly paraphrasing. You got to have that right conduct, man, in these last days. You can't be one-dimensional, for like just doing videos. It's not about that, it's how we treat brothers, show love, and how we handle situations. We should move with fear at all times, even with people in the world. We have to move in a way of humility. When we always move in the way of humility, the meek shall inherit the earth, as the scriptures say. Hey, Khan, like I said on the blog, man, I ain't worried about views, likes, none of this, man. Comments. Hey, it's all through the Spirit. If brothers want to show love, man. Hey, I'm just trying to make Yahawah. I'm just trying to receive that crown, like all the brothers. I pray for all the brothers to get in the church of Yahawashi, man. So Khan, this is, like I'm saying, this is how we handle situations. Moving that way of humility. We gotta to people that are without. Because we have to move that way. Because, like the scriptures say, we want to try to be blameless as possible. We're not going to try to be perfect in the law, but hey, we're going to strive lawfully, as the scriptures say, and we're going to follow it to the best of our ability, man. And we want to be judged according to that integrity, that mindset, to be in right in every situation. Because Yahawashi is going to judge the hypocrites living double lives with hypocritical speeches, man. To say one thing, but also, contradict yourself in the next day, saying something else, having that double tongue, man, that hypocritical speech as well, as well, also, on camera thinking that they're on point, but off camera, they wilding out, man. And this ain't the time for that. This is the time to fear Yahawashi and fulfill your lot and be content with your lot, man. Like, you gotta, I went into that before, Paul went into that, man. You got to be content with your lot. Whatever you do behind the scenes, playing video games, so on and so forth, watching football games, have a drink here and there. Hey, that's cool, man. It's all a balance. Your main course, is to be on this straight and narrow and have the foundation. That's what we need to have. To fulfill salvation, man, and you gotta get in that water, and that's how you're gonna if not, John 3:5, man, you're not gonna be able to make it into the kingdom if you're not following these ways, man. Watch the water baptism lessons, not going to the principles. Watch these lessons, man. Yahawah is all they're edifying. Watch the Akim lessons, Put the names of the pages in the bio. That's why we got to follow the volume of the book. If you're a teacher, you got to edify, that if that's your lot, to the best of your ability. So this is right here. Say Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahawashi Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. That's without judgment, man. Examine yourself, because we have to be honest when we're doing it. Because you can gradually get sidetracked, or you could get slothful, get proud. That's why we got to constantly examine ourselves. because you can get gradually, you could get emotional, you can get offended. So it's constant thing of self-examination. Praying and fasting are tools that help you deal with this, man. Laying off certain things, separating from certain things, taking a step back from things. That's a part of a fasting as well. Fast from social media. It might just get on it for news. That's it. Sometimes they bring out some good news stuff. Sometimes you got to take a step back from some things. Let's get this word examine. Examine. To try whether a thing be done. To try, make a trial of tests for the purpose of asserting his quality, or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself. See right there. That's how we gotta be able to behave. So when we go through these trials, we have to examine ourselves, because Yahawashi is seeing how we're gonna react. Because how did I respond? When I came about the trial, see if the next time it comes around, how did I respond that time? To know if I'm growing or not. That just goes for all of us. To know that we're growing when we're going through these trials, being chastised, because Yahawashi is doing this to see if you're actually growing. Yeah, Yahawashi is doing this to see how you're gonna react, man. Like as well. Just for example, doing these lessons, growing, researching. Now let's see if you can get through it. Through the walk. You gotta walk what you preach. You gotta walk what you preach. So to see how we respond, that's how we examine ourselves in the faith during the trials. To to let Yahawashi know that we are really made of it, and we're not just faking it. Because we got to prove ourselves, to Yahawashi and show him that we're loyal to him through the trials, no matter what. Because you can't give up. Are you gonna keep going, or are you just gonna give up and fall out and lose the faith when things get hard? He's testing us to refine us. These trials are refining us, because we're coming into the hour of temptation. So we want to be to refine to the best of our ability, because we want to go through that fire, like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego did, man, during that hour of temptation. And praise Yahawashi while we're doing it, because the MOTB is going to get implemented sooner than later. We're getting to spiritually prepare for this, That's why we're building our spiritual ark right now, like Noah was building the ark, man. And we want to be refined for that, because our inner man is going to be outward during that time. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And we want to be able to endure through that hour of temptation, to show we trust in Yahawashi and have faith in him. So our main thing in this grace period is to have a self-development, for brothers and sisters, to self-develop the quality of Yahawashi, what he wants for us, what that quality that he wants for us to endure. So let's get this one as well. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yeah, so this is what we have to do. We have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Because, it's only going to be you and Yahawashi in that day of judgment, man. To see if you're making it into the kingdom. And that's what we want to make it into, Yahawashi. Because, we don't want to go get out of line, So we have to have that fear. We don't want to go out of line, so we have to have that fear. It has to be an equation is what I'm getting at. So faith and fear are tied together, like how it says in Sirach, 1:14, the beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord. He created the faithful in the womb, roughly paraphrasing. So we know that it's all predestination, and fear and faith are tied together. It tells you that in the book of Sirach, chapter 25 as well. So this keeps us on a straight and narrow, in line, and because that fear is, it's going to keep us, fear is going to keep us in line, keep us in check, and faith is going to keep us pushing for the salvation to endure. That motivates us, to go all in and hard on this thing, and don't give up, So faith and fear have to be tied together and keeping us on the straight and narrow. Fear is like that boss or supervisor, and faith is like a motivational coach. So we should be governing our decisions, making, in these last days, we should be making wise decisions, moved by fear. Verse 13, for it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So Yahawashi is working within you, to do the will. Everything in this world, is all vanity. Like Solomon said, this is all vanity, like Solomon said. So Yahawashi is working within us, to do his will. We got to be doing the will of Yahawashi at all times. It's kind, because we want to be blameless, like I'm saying. And, as well, we don't want to, we're not going to be of this world. We did everything in this world already. So now it's time to go all in for Yahawashi, to be locked into our purpose, and it's a balance for everybody. Like I was saying, everybody has a different balance, just like when John passed the ministry and the water baptism as well, in which it went to Yahawashi, which that water baptism was in the name of Yahawashi when it was passed to Yahawashi, we, of course, John the Baptist prepared the way for him. So when, it's like what John said, I must decrease and he must increase. The Yahawashi, he took over the ministry at that point. He's the head of the church, the high priest in the heavens. So we look at it now for us as, we decrease and increase in Yahawashi, which makes us to be going to occupy more of our time and energy in Yahawashi. And it's spiritual, it's always through the Spirit. And he is constantly increasing in us, because we have the internal blessing coming. Yahawah, we receive that. It's coming sooner than later. Yahawashi is going to make all this temporal stuff disappear. So let's get this right here. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 11. Behold, Yahawah hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. See right here, we're at the end of the world right now. We're at the end of this age of these heathen rulerships. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this is the last heathen to rule. So come on, continue on. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. So Yahawashi is coming back with the reward. This is what we're working toward. All the brothers who are fighting, fighting that good fight of faith, as the scriptures say, holding fast to what you have, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this faith and this doctrine, of course. Enduring, he that endures to the end shall be saved. Doing whatever you can to try to make your calling and election sure. So fighting throughout, all the trials, man. Fighting day in, day out, striving for the straight gate. Yahawashi is coming back with a reward for that. You sisters who are fearing Yahawashi as well, and learning in silence, understanding your role, starting to understand your role, in the nation. There's a reward for that as well, coming back for all that. Yahawashi is coming back for all that, to give that reward. So in this time, we want to keep things simple and to the best of our ability, which is to be sober and watch unto prayer, and follow the volume of the book. Start with Hebrews chapter 6, man, the principles, because, a lot of people are getting wicked and wickeder by the day, man. Iniquity shall abound, and then the love of many shall wax cold. Like I said on the block, So we got to stay on the straight and narrow, because we're fighting for what matters, man. The world to come, the new kingdom that dwelleth in righteousness, You know, the wickedness needs to go. You know, a reset button from Bahasham Yahawashi is needed, like he did during the time of the flood, man. Just this time it's going to be fire. And that's why we're all in on this thing, you know, in truth and sincerity, man. You know, like it says in Luke chapter 8 and 17, what I brought on the block, you know, they that are of a good ground, you know, with honest and good heart, you know, heard the word and keep it and bring forth fruit with patience, roughly paraphrasing. You know, so you want to be of the good ground, man, with the honest and good heart. You don't know, you want to do this in truth and sincerity and hear that word and keep it and bring forth fruit with patience. You know, this is all patience of growing, and you got to be patient with it, you know. You can't rush the process. The 76ers trust the process. They have Ben Simmons, and yeah, this is the real process we need to trust, man. We got to be patient with this. Verse 12, and they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken. You know, because we're not going to be forsaken, Yahawashi, if we have that number, a chosen generation, man, a royal priesthood. And that's what I'm saying, you know, it's always Yahawashi if we have that number, because we don't know if we're going to make it. You know, that's fear of the Lord right there, man. You know, to know if you're not going to make it or not. And we want to be in the right position in the return of Yahawashi to receive salvation, Yahawashi, man. We want to be in his favor, man, and have that grace, you know. That's why we're growing in grace, you know, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grow in grace and follow trust the process, like I'm saying, you know, because you want to be accounted worthy to escape all these things and stand before Yahawashi worthy to receive a crown from him. So we want to move in a humble spirit and simplicity and fear of the Lord and build off that foundation we have, because you know, you have to know the basics and the fundamentals, you know. If it's your lot to teach, edify, which means build up, you know, because everyone benefits off edification as well. So come, let me wrap this up. We'll get one more precept and then we'll wrap it up. It's Proverbs chapter 9. Verse 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Yes, so the knowledge of the holy is understanding. You know, to be holy, you know, you got to be set apart. That's what we need to be in these last days. We need to be set apart. We're not of this world, you know. So in the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Like I said in my last lesson, man, you know, that's that root that we want to bring forth. Keep it and bring forth fruit with patience, man. Like how I roughly paraphrased in the book of Luke, man. You know, it's just so kind. And that's why it's Yahawah's choice at the end of the day if he's going to raise you up for that. You know, so regardless if you get it or not, you got to be in that humble spirit, you know, like I said, of simplicity and fear Yahawashi regardless, because we're just trying to get a crown at the end of the day, man. You know, so this is Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany, house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. When his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For his ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahawashi understood it, he said unto him, why trouble the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For you have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there's also this that this woman had done be told for a memorial. And that, I want to give all honor, glory, praise to Yahawashi. Peace, salutations to the whole full elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning and teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom.